If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you, here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out. Remember I showed y'all that like the last video? Now, he got detained and got released, right? And to some people, you might say that, that's harmless, man. They really ain't got nothing on him if they detained him and they released him, right? Well, let me tell y'all something about the criminal judicial system. They arrest a lot of people all the time and release them. That does not mean that they are not building a case on them. You see what I'm saying? Like I said in my last video, they wanted something up out that house. They got enough information where they got a warrant from a judge to go inside that house and retrieve something, right? So just because he has been detained and released, don't think in your mind that, hey, they ain't got nothing on me. Gangsters, get in the comments. Tell these people the stories about when they released you and you thought everything was cool and dandy, and then they came back later on and charged you. You see? And this right here, everything that just happened with them detaining him and releasing him, it is not looking good for YG. It's not looking good at all. If I was him, I would be preparing myself to fight a murder. I'm not lying, y'all. If I was him, I would be preparing myself. I would have lawyer upon lawyer, defenses upon defense. I will be building my case of my innocence right now. And let me explain to y'all why YG should be doing this, right? Drakeo security guard in March of 2025 gave a disposition to I guess a civil attorney because Drakeo, excuse me, y'all. I be saying Drakeo and sometimes I say Draco. The way it's spelled, it look like it say Draco. Y'all gotta excuse me. But Draco's family is filing a lawsuit against the festival where Drakeo was killed at. Now, in this lawsuit, they had a disposition for the security guard, a guy that is paid to secure Drakeo. Now, this is real important, and the reason why this is important is because this is Drakeo's security guard. Now, we understand what security guards are supposed to do. They are supposed to protect the person they are securing, right? Or the event that they are securing. They are supposed to be front and center. And in this case, the reason why it's so important is because this security guard in his disposition identified YG as one of the guys that had a knife when Drakeo was killed. See how I said it again? Drakeo. Y'all got to excuse. Hey, look, I ain't been having that good old mountain lion cushion, nothing like that. Hey, look, I ain't sipped on that good old, I ain't did none of that. That just, okay, man. Talk about me all y'all want to. Y'all know I don't know English anyway. But, so, this guy right here is paid to secure Drakeo. Alright, I have been smoking that good old mountain lion kush. I ain't gonna lie. Now let me quit playing. I ain't, y'all. I ain't relapsed. Alright, Buck. Alright, serious. Alright, let me get. Alright, okay. Let me get serious again. Now look, y'all. No, for real though. So the security guard is supposed to be securing Drakeo, right? That's very important in this case. And the reason why it's so important in this case is because he is there when everything is going down. He never left Drakeo's side. Never. And he, in this disposition, when they asked him what happened, he said that After the big fight, when everybody was, everybody was fighting, everybody kicking, scrambling, grambling, all that old type of stuff, him and Drakeo started to walk back. I don't know if they was walking back to the car, but somehow they got separated from all their homies, and the security guard stayed with Drakeo, and they was on their way back. I'm assuming to the car or to the show. When they was on their way back to the car or the show, some more bloods ran up on them. The security guard is saying that one of those bloods was YG, and he identified YG because of his eyes. He got those light brown eyes, how tall he is, and his style of dress. YG don't dress like the average gangbanger. Like this brother right here, he put on some slacks. He'll throw some Stacey Adams on or something like that. And, he be clean like that. Every now and then you'll catch him, in the blood attire. But for the most part, he be clean, wearing vests and stuff, funny little glasses and all that old type of stuff. So he do have a unique style, especially for a gangbanger, an active gangbanger, right? And so this security guard identified him, said that, yeah, that's YG right there. And he said while he was fighting somebody, a guy that ran around him, I think while he was fighting YG, or YG was, swinging a knife at him, he was fighting somebody, or fighting YG, or fighting somebody swinging a knife at him, and another guy ran around them and stabbed Drakeo in the neck. And he's seen this with his own two eyes. And he's identifying YG as being one of the participants in this whole crime. Now, why is that important? Why YG need to be getting himself a lawyer right now and preparing to fight a murder trial, if not a RICO, right? Because I don't understand how he is not arrested right now. There's a law in California, right? And the elements of this law, I believe that YG satisfied every single element, if not all the elements, that could get him charged with accessory or aid in abetting. Now, I'm going to break this law down for y'all so that we all can go through it, and then we can put the evidence on the table and we can say, hey, you know what? This boy right here needs to be arrested for the murder of Drakeo, right? But before that, we're going to just use our common sense real quick, just before I break down the law, right? Especially for, the guys that are a part of the street or has been a part of the street. We all know this too well. If we are committing a crime, it don't matter what crime that is. The crime could be jaywalking. If we are committing a crime, especially against a person, whether it's a robbery or it's a kidnapping, a car theft or carjacking, whatever. If me and y'all, if we committing a crime and somebody die in that crime, all of us is guilty of that murder. All of us. It ain't no, hey, we all committing this crime together and I shoot the guy and say, oops, my fault, y'all. We just meant to rob him, but I accidentally shot him and killed him. My fault. And then we all get caught. The district attorney is not going to say, you know what, hey, these guys over here, the hood educated residents, they just wanted to rob the guy. And, hood educated himself. He the one shot and killed the guy. So we're going to hit him with the murder and we're just going to get them with the robbery. No. The law don't work like that. It don't work like that, y'all. If I accidentally killed him, whether it was an accident or on purpose, and I get charged with murder, guess what? Y'all getting charged with murder too. And that's why this security guard I'm talking about is so important in this case, is because he witnessed the murder of Drakeo the ruler. He witnessed the murder. And being that he witnessed it, and being that he identified YG as one of the perpetrators that was helping facilitate this murder, I don't see how this boy ain't been charged yet. I don't see how this boy ain't been arrested yet. The only thing that I can realize or even assume in my mind, the reason why he hasn't been arrested and charged for the murder of Drakeo the ruler, is that they building a bigger case. And the feds are probably telling the state, calm down. Y'all kick back. We doing real homework right now. We can't allow y'all to mess this case up for us. So y'all need to kick back. We building something like a RICO. You see? And the reason why it would make sense that, the feds would be involved in possibly trying to build a RICO is because you have multiple gangs. You don't just have one gang in this. You have multiple gangs that are involved in this murder. The guys that was fighting and all that old type of stuff, they involved. You see what I'm saying? Those guys that were just fighting and after the fight was over with, okay, yeah, they gonna get charged with something lesser because they wasn't part of the actual murder. You see, they'll get charged with something different because they wasn't actually there, with the knives trying to stab Drakeo, trying to stab his security guard and stuff like that. But yet and still, they can be arrested and charged and they can be put up, they can put pressure on them boys right there. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm believing in my mind that it's something deeper going on. And YG need to be scared for his life. Because this how the feds work. The state police, they'd have been saying, hey man, come on man, we finna lock everybody up who was there and who had something to do with it. And we finna apply some pressure and see if we can bust a pipe and have somebody tell. Feds like, okay, we work like that too. But we gonna get all our ducks in a row. So it ain't gonna be no wiggle room for him to get out of this. It ain't gonna be no wiggle room for him to say, I didn't have nothing to do with it. I didn't know it happened or nothing like that. We gonna make sure it's a solid case. You see what I'm saying? So let's go over the laws, right? Because we already know the particulars, right? So everything is on the table. Drakeo went to the festival to do his thing. YG was there. Drakeo and YG got beef. It's public. Everybody know they can't stand each other. It was a fight between Drakeo crew and YG crew. Alright. And then Drakeo ends up dead because he got stabbed. The other evidence, the security guard who was securing Drakeo said that he seen YG with a knife with two other guys with a knife. One of the guys that was Drakeo, one of the guys that was, going at him with a knife, which is YG, he said that YG was, trying to slash him with a knife. We got that right there. He said that. And one of the guys went around him while he was fighting with YG and killed Drakeo. That's all the evidence right there. So now let's break down this California law and see if everything that I just told y'all defines this law. Check it out. Under California Penal Code Section 31 PC, anyone who is involved in a crime before or during its execution is legally considered a principal actor. Should I go any further? California law removes the distinction between the person who physically commits the crime and their accomplices. Both can face the exact same charges and maximum legal penalties. Should I go any further? Direct perpetrators. The direct perpetrator is the individual who personally and physically performs the act that constitutes the legal offense. Elements required. The prosecution must prove the individual performed the physical act, actus reus, and possessed the required criminal intent, mens rea, specified by the specific crime. 2. Aiders and abettors, accomplices. An individual who does not physically execute the crime can still be convicted as a principal actor if they assist. To prove someone is a principal actor via aiding and abetting, the prosecution must establish all four of these specific elements. 1. Perpetrator guilt. A direct perpetrator successfully committed the crime. 2. Prior knowledge. The defendant explicitly knew that the perpetrator intended to commit the illegal act. 3. Intent to facilitate. Before or during the crime, the defendant intended to aid, promote, encourage, or instigate the perpetrator's commission of the offense. 4. Actual assistance. The defendant's specific words, signals, or actions did in fact aid and abet the crime's execution. Y'all see what I'm saying now? Do y'all believe YG need a lawyer now? Being that this law right here is law, did he violate any one of the elements that I just described to y'all? Yes. Plain and simple. And so it makes us think, like, how is he still free? You have a victim who is Draco's security guard. He's a victim now because they tried to stab him. He got beat up. This is a victim / eyewitness. And this boy ain't locked up. Now, I know a lot of people might say, hey, hood educated, come on, man. Like, you want to see the brother locked up and stuff like that. And let me be 100 with y'all. Yes, I do. And let me explain to you why, though. It ain't got nothing to do with no hate or anything like that. It's just that if we don't stomp this type of behavior out our community, it's going to continue to grow in the community. If rich brothers think that they can use their money and their influence to have other brothers killed, hey, you see, and look, rest in peace to Drakeo, but at the same time, I mean, they saying that Drakeo was putting money on people's heads. You see? And if I was talking about Drakeo and YG was dead, I'd be saying the same thing. Look, Drakeo need to be locked up for that. If he's guilty. In the same way with, with YG, if he's guilty. But what I just showed y'all is saying that he's guilty. You see? So my thing is this right here. I'm not finna show no favoritism to one rapper or against another rapper or nothing like that, even though I might like both of their music. What I don't like is these brothers killing each other. You see? And these brothers getting away with killing each other. Because the more that they get away with killing each other, it emboldens them to continue to kill each other. Now, I know a lot of y'all might not agree with this type of stuff, and I understand that. You ain't gotta agree with it. Until it be your nephew, your brother, your father, your uncle, or your husband or your boyfriend. Then you will be agreeing with it. Then you'll be saying you want somebody locked up or you want somebody killed. You see? So to avoid all that, stomp it out. Cut it at the root. Kill it. So that these boys can stop killing each other. You see? Because as long as you locked up, all that influence and stuff that you think you had, that's gonna be gone in no time. Yeah, you might still have a couple dollars and all that, but when you locked up for murder and you doing 1,000 years and stuff like that, then you get to reflecting. You get to saying, damn, I threw my life away for nothing. And the cold-blooded part about all of this stuff right here is a lot of the times these brothers be killing each other over misunderstandings. And if it's not a misunderstanding, it be over a woman. And if it's not over a woman, it's over something that happened before they even became a part of the gang. A lot of gang members and gang bangers right now are in gang wars because of stuff that happened before they was even born. You ain't hear me. A lot of these guys that are in gangs right now, that are gang banging, are in wars with rival gangs because the stuff that happened before they was even born. You see, gang banging passed down inherited beef. You see, inherited murder, inherited misery, inherited pain. That's what it passed down to the next generation. It don't pass down no generational wealth. Gang banging don't pass down nothing healthy for the young guys. It passed down everything that's going to harm them mentally, emotionally, and physically. That's what gang banging passed down to these guys. And these guys are not going to wake up from it because they're dumb, blind, and deaf. They can't hear nothing. Once they become a part of the gang, they become a part of a cult. Yeah, a cult. And it's a cult-like following to the point where they know things are wrong. They know stuff is out of pocket. They know that it's not positive. And they know that they can die or end up in jail But the cult is so strong, it got them so wrapped up that they don't even care. They don't care. After seeing homie after homie die, homie after homie get shot, homie after homie go to the penitentiary and doing life, they still be a part of it. So for somebody with a conscious mind, you would say, hey man, you got a mental defect. You see what's going on before you see what's happening, and you still partaking in that right there? Something wrong with you. Look, your mainframe messed up. You know, everything up here got to be out of whack, because if you don't see what's happening, you got to have a mental defect. Something ain't right. But it's that cult following. Not only that, it's that thing of being belonging to something. You see what I'm saying? That it's hard for these young guys to detach themselves from. Because understand that young gangbangers come in it as a youngster. So their brains is easy to be influenced. And that's what allows them to stay in the bullshit, even if it'll kill them. Let me tell you, young brothers, something. If you even thinking about joining the gang, or if you are in a gang right now, let me tell you your future real quick. Simple and plain. Simple. And you might not want to believe it because you are so in love with this stuff that you think it's cool. But let me tell you your future. I want you to look at the homies that came before you, right? Some of them, some of your so-called OGs. And look at them. Go talk to them and say, hey man, was it worth it? And if they would be honest with you, if they would be 100, they would tell you, no, you need to run. Get up out of this. I done ruined my whole life. You young, you got a lot of life to live. You don't want to end up like me. Because if you do, if you end up like me, you might feel happy, but everybody that came up with them is dead and gone or in jail. You see? So that's your future. Misery, pain, and death. If you like that type of stuff, then hey, have at it. Go on here. If you want to die, you want to kill and go to the penitentiary and all that, okay, cool, right? Do your thing. But if you don't want to die behind nothing, if you're going to kill and all that old types, let it be about something. But you young brothers, understand something, man. Y'all are dying behind stuff that happened before y'all was even born. And this stuff that y'all possibly dying behind and getting shot behind, y'all wouldn't today. Because like I said before, a lot of this stuff started all over a woman. A lot of this stuff started over a misunderstanding. A lot of this stuff started over jealousy. And you dying and going to the penitentiary for something, truthfully, that you wasn't even involved in. This is Hood Educated, not Lame Related. Peace and love, and y'all take care of yourself out there. If I said anything that caused you to think, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And if you're feeling generous, please make a small donation to the channel. Peace and love.